Hey everybody, I just wanted to do another update real quick. You guys are helping me get the video out. I think that's really important information that's helping a lot of people hook up their EB3000s to make the Cascade system. I think without that information, people are going to be just lost. So people have sent me messages on those videos and everything saying thank you. So that was the whole point of getting this information out. And even PECRON was able to post on the video, thank you for sharing the information. It's probably just something they just overlooked. This is a very, very competitive market, so I have a feeling that, like any business, they kind of rush to get their product out there, and it was just a simple overlook of, hey, did we update the manual? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I understand. I always give people, one mistake. So, sorry, they got your mistake, Pegron. That's okay. But I thought, well, hell, let's make another video of just a few things that I think would be absolutely fantastic to even upgrade this model. It's 6 ideas that me and my wife came up with that really, I think, would enhance this model, and this model can compete with some of the big boys on the market. I mean, I like all power stations. As you can see, we've got stacks of them. So it's really a bug. When you buy one, that will not be the only one you'll buy. I guarantee you will buy more, even if your wife says no. You will talk her into it. Right, dear?
Mm-hmm.
So, but we love them. They're really awesome technology. So I just want to get right to the chase here. The model itself works awesome. They fixed the USB, as Hobotech confirmed. It's now 100-watt output. That's great. The 2 inputs are 600 watts, so that's awesome. Everything with the system works okay. I mean, we've been using it now for a few days, non-stop, because that's how we're testing them. We've been using this model for, I think, since it has to be months now, right, baby? It's like every single day,
Yeah.
hooked to solar and hooked to things that they're powering to test it every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Non-stop, like literally non-stop, other than a system reset once in a while, just to make sure everything is okay. And that's been very, very few. No hiccups, no problems, no overheating. The batteries are obviously draining good. You can see we're pulling 100 lousy watts. That's nothing for this. This is like running I don't even know. It's like going 10 miles an hour in your car. You're using literally nothing of what this can do at 100 watts. Literally nothing. It's idling at 100 watts output. And you can see we have 37% left of all 3 batteries, and that'll go for about 26 hours-ish. That's fantastic. Okay, sorry. So the one thing that I think that would be very important, especially for updates, I think it would be huge, is the Bluetooth with the app. I think that's a huge thing, because if you do have a protocol update or a circuitry update, or whatever they do to patch the board or whatever, or the programming of the board, that would be able to maybe help the system run more efficiently with, hey, we figured this out, let's send an app update. And it would be so simple to just click on your phone. It updates the app in the machine, and boom, you got a brand new machine now with an update. That's a huge update, I think. I think that's important. The second one is obviously the UPS. The universal power supply, I think, is extremely important, because you can rather than put the converted energy into the battery cells, cycle it, and then put it out, which that hurts the cycle on the batteries, as opposed to a UPS where it just comes straight from the wall into the machine and through the machine to power whatever you're doing. This would just be kind of in the middle, like the handshake between the wall and whatever you're using. A lot of systems have that. My OUKITEL has that. My Mylon does not. But there's a lot of other ones out there. Yeah, EcoFlow has that. BLUETTI has that. I mean, there's Gold Zero. There's so many power stations out there now. This is an awesome, awesome industry. Let's see. The third would be PECRON. Please, I know it'll add probably another 3, 4, 5 pounds to this model, but it's not bad. It's under 50 pounds already, so I think a couple more pounds wouldn't hurt it. Get rid of those power bricks. Oh my gosh, they're huge, they're noisy, they're inefficient. Let's go with a straight power cable right in the system, have it either UPS straight through or convert inside the system. I know it'll add heat, but as long as you have good ventilation and fans, that wouldn't be a problem, especially when you draw 100 watts, which is nothing. Let's see, number 4, The outputs here in America are 110. I would love to see, as a sound guy, I would love to see 120 volt outputs. A lot of people don't know that, the effects of that is, the lower the voltage, the less power that can come out. And you'll see, like, let's say you use a crock pot, you would actually lose, 20 to 30 degrees of that crock pot because you're down stepping the voltage and it's not getting that power shove that, you expect when you plug it into your house. So it'll throw off your times of your cooking, or it'll take your speakers and drop them down a little bit because, the voltage is down, so it has to struggle a little harder to get that sound louder. I think that would be awesome. 120 volt voltage outputs on all the ports. Awesome. Let's see. The fifth one is the twist caps. I think this is huge. You can see the system is on, so I don't want to unplug it, but you can barely see it. I know it's dark. These little rubber caps here, I think it's not really a bad idea. I don't like them. They're too flimsy. I would love to see twist locking caps that, with a thread, kind of like these, where you actually thread them on and it stays. They can even be plastic, just so water vapor or moisture does not get in these ports. That's a 24 volt output, and I believe, according to the other videos, this is a live port. So if you put two wires in there, boom, you have a bad day. So if moisture gets in there and connects those together, this will not have a very interesting, fun day. So I think when you're not using the cables, I think instead of these little flappy things, I think a nice little plastic screw with threads would be absolutely perfect. That way you can ensure that water can't get in there. Maybe a little rubber what do they call the grommet, the washer on the inside of the cap. That way you can, guarantee that moisture won't get inside there. I know moisture can get in the system. I understand that, but I think that this cap, if moisture got in there, I think would be for, a bad way. You shouldn't use these in the rain anyway, guys. Make sure they're in the dry area or covered up, not covered completely, but a roof over it, if you will. And then the last one, I think, is a really cool thing. I've never seen one on any other system. Maybe I missed it. I would love to see on these displays, I would absolutely love to see a clock. Just an old-fashioned digital clock. Like if I look at it right now, I have 37%. I have 100 watts coming out, 98, 100. This is the time left. So this is the timestamp of how many hours are left. I would love to see a regular clock, the same as what you had on a watch. So if you look at the machine, you could say, oh, it's, what time is it now, dear? It's 8:58. It's 8:58, and it would just have a regular clock. I think it would cost literally nothing to add that. Just a little timer can run in the background. I mean, on a battery this big, that clock would run for, Jesus, 1,000 years or something. It's crazy. I think, one more thing would really be cool. I don't need it, but I think it would be nice for other people. 12 volt, 30 amp outputs would be really nice to have on the main unit. They do have that 12 volt, 30 amp output on the batteries, but you have to go around the side to access that. It would be really cool to have that incorporated in the system, so that way you don't have to turn the batteries and just leave them. Some people stack like this in the front and then the batteries in the back. So it would make it pretty tough to access these ports if you have to turn the whole system around. We have it on a dolly, so that way you can, spin it around. But the cables, it would be nice if they had like a right turn kind of thing like this, where if you put it like in a closet or in a back area, they didn't have to stick so much out this way. You can bend them. They're bendable. But maybe just some kind of new design with this. I know BLUETTI has the same thing, these big honking cables. You really can't do anything with them because, you have to get the power from the batteries to the main. I understand that, and you have to have that thick gauge cable, otherwise you're going to start a fire. So I understand that. I just wish there was a better way to put them together. I know these engineers are, space age smart. I'm sure they can figure out something over time. I remember, I think it was Goal Zero that had their model where when you put their batteries together, they like open an expansion port and click it together. Kind of like if you remember the Dell, the laptops had that expansion port on the bottom where you click it on that uh, man, that's so old. I don't even know what that's called. That little thing with all the ports. It's like a hub, so it's got like a printer port and a parallel port and all this other stuff, USBs and everything on there, serial ports. So when you put your laptop there, everything can stay hooked up. So you just plop your laptop on there. That would be cool to have on this. But I just wanted to make this video because I have PECRON's attention on my videos, and I'm literally unknown and I can't post anywhere because it's an was it certified account they call it, or whatever it's called. The only access I have is you guys helping me get this information out there, and I'd like to get this information out there with, hey, Bob, that's a good idea or a dumb idea, and this is why. The conversation, I think, is very powerful because as a community, we can make these products really good. And right now, I mean, dollar for dollar, this, I hate to say it, this absolutely, it kills OUKITEL, and I have two of those. I mean, that's a lot of money sitting there. I love those, but this PECRON system, it crushed that one, and it crushed the Mylons, and I think with those simple, 5 or 6 updates that we had listed, I think this has a run for the money. I really do. I'd pay a couple, maybe $100 or $200 more for those added features of this model with that amount of battery pack. I mean, you're talking 8 kilowatts. That's a lot of power. You power a house with that. So, okay, I just wanted to make a quick video. I know I ramble a lot, and I apologize, but feel free to comment and tell me, am I wrong with the idea? Is the opinion a bad idea? What would be a better idea for whichever one that I said? Thanks so much, guys. Have fun with your PECRONs. Oh, and a shout out to Hobotech. Please use the joke. It's time to whip out our PECRONs and do the double-fisted capacity test on it. I think that would be the nastiest, funniest joke ever for your channel. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.